and yay, we're getting Pink Friday too. I'm so excited. I've been so pumped about this all freaking week. So let me know, are you guys excited too? Because just the name alone makes me think like, oh, this album's gonna be good and I'm excited. So hey Lindsay, welcome. If you are tuning in and you are not subscribed, it is a subscribers only chat because if we don't do that, then the bots come in and I don't want my mods spending their whole time on here getting rid of bots. Hey Serge, how are you? So also guys, I'm just giving you a warning because my phone did this on live and Patreon the other night too. Apple is trying its hardest to force me to have to upgrade my damn phone, and now I'm having issues with my battery and with it charging while it's in use. So we will stay on as long as we can, but my freaking phone was at like 42% when I got on here, and I've been trying to charge it, but I was also talking to clients. So, you know, if it starts to say it's gonna cut us off, then I'll have to go. But does the quality look better? I was like, I don't know. What's going on? I haven't done anything differently. I was like, I've had my phone for almost 2 years, and apparently Apple thinks that's too long for me to hold on to it. So they're like, we're gonna mess with your battery. Hey Hannah, hey Hondro, hey Bubbles, hey Mimi. I swear it was the last update too, because me and my son both have the same phone, the iPhone 13, but he has the Pro and I have the Pro Max. And he didn't update his phone when I did, so his battery was still really good. But then as soon as he updated his phone, now he's having the same damn issue too. And we got our phones at the same time. So, hey Juicy, hey Motivated Queen, hey Shay's World. Have any of you guys been dealing with that? Is your phone just... And Instagram is the worst with it too. Like, it will literally suck my battery up 30% in like 10-20 minutes being on the damn app, it seems like. So, because I don't even spend very long when I'm on Instagram. Like, I just basically go to the shade room in Mom's World and it's on site and see like, is there anything going on that I might want to do a reading on? And then I get right off again. Like, I don't hang out on Instagram like that. But it's annoying. So, how is everybody? Did you guys have a good week? And also let me know if you can hear me okay too. Because I also forgot my headset was on. Do they really be trying it? I'm like, I don't have any reason to like change my phone otherwise. I am not one of those people that gets all, woo, there's the new, and you can do something new on the phone or whatever. Like, I really only ever upgrade my phone because something on it stops working, like it doesn't charge, or it keeps running out of storage, or, you know, the speaker goes out or something like that. So, hey Donna, hi Anisha, how are you guys? But I'm just like, I don't want a new phone, but that's what annoys me, that they like make it an internal battery so you can't even go like switch it like you used to be able to do with older phones. So, which that was so nice to be able to carry around an extra battery too if you had a phone that had the ability to do that. Although I'm still gonna miss those Nokia phones, man, the brick ones that you could play Snake on, because the batteries on those would last for like a month. I miss that so much. But anyways, is everybody excited for Pink Friday? I realized too that the Nicki Minaj perfume I had was the Pink Friday one. So all week I've been using that one exclusively. And I don't know why I was like, oh, let me put my Nicki Minaj perfume on before I get on. Like, you guys are going to smell me and notice or something. But, and especially since the tour is going to start next year, y'all, we are going to the show. I am definitely planning on it. I have to just see, you know, when she releases the tour dates, where it's going to be closest to me to go to. And then I'll be able to tell all of you, meet me in Sacramento or meet me in San Jose or wherever. So I was like, I'm just waiting for her to drop the locations and the dates. I was gonna say, I just feel like even just the name of this album makes me so excited, because just when you think about it, like in general, maybe for some of you younger people, like, because you may have been either too young or just barely a baby or whatever at that time, but like, just the era of when she dropped Pink Friday to begin with was such a good era for music, that I'm like, please let this like change the G somehow for music overall, because we know Nicki's gonna kill it. She always does, right? So like, I'm not expecting a dud or an album I'm gonna hate anyways, but I'm just like, for just spark something in the music industry so that they actually like want to put out good music again, because 90% of what we get these days, unless Nicki is somehow involved in it, is trash. So I know it is so much to live up to. That's the thing that I was like, I just feel like she's so confident about this era and this album too. So I listen to Moment for Life all the time. Hey Batty, hey Renee, and you guys, those people, that's not what I meant to say. The people in my Patreon know that I'm always telling them, you know, when you're working on manifesting stuff. So for instance, if you're trying to manifest like a dating life for yourself and bring good people in as options because you want a partner, don't be sitting around listening to this bitch and this hoe, she just cheated on me kind of music, or Mariah Carey breakup songs, you know, we belong together, and crying about somebody that doesn't exist, because you don't want to put heartbreak and disappointment energy out when you're trying to bring new people in, because music changes our energy the easiest, the fastest, the deepest, whatever. So you don't want to accidentally manifest yourself an ain't shit dude or female when you're trying to bring in healthy love, because you're putting your energy in that place of just expecting somebody to show up and break your heart. You want to listen to good music that uplifts you and makes you excited, like CC Penitence Finally. Like, that's like the greatest song because it's so high energy. And it's all about like, oh, I found the person that I'm looking for and I have this great love finally. So Moment for Life is like one of the best songs to listen to when you're trying to manifest, because it puts you in a place of being grateful for what you do have and excited for the things that you want to come. So I just wanted to say that, because every time that I'm in the middle of manifesting, I always put that on like my playlist, because I have a playlist that I'll make with songs that are that high energy and making you excited and feeling like I have something. And that's the energy that you want to be in. Hetty. Hey Porsche, if I didn't get to say hi to you, and hi Soul Shell. Oh my God. You know who loves the Barbie song and the Barbie video? Whitney. I took the cutest pictures of her the other day. Post them on the Patreon. I'll put them on the community tab later. She was just laying in the window looking out, seeing what all the other cats are doing, and I was folding laundry. And so I sat down on the bed to put on music for us to listen to while we were in my room. and I put on the Barbie World video, and she immediately like goes from just like laying on the windowsill like half dead looking to all of a sudden she perked up and she just sat there and stared at it the whole time. She will stop whatever she's doing and just stare at the TV the entire time that video's on and wag her little tail around and get all excited. It's so cute. She loves the dip video too with Tyga. So, but she likes all the different, like, I think she likes Nicki's videos so much too because there's always a lot going on and things are always kind of popping up like on the screen. So I think it gets her all like, oh, like trying to like, you know, kind of catch everything. She does. Hey, I love that song too. So, you put Tupac on when I'm working out because I need the motivation or if I need to cut a bitch mid-workout. That's so funny, Lindsay. Hey, Sana. You know what I realized that I had to stop doing? I cannot listen to like gangsta rap when I'm driving because then I'll find myself getting pulled over, getting a speeding ticket because I didn't realize that I was like so into like, you know, trying to have a shootout with my ops with Ice Cube that that I accidentally was like pressing the gas a little bit too much on the freeway. So I had to listen to like more calm, chill stuff when I'm driving. Hey, Taryn, how are you? But my son loves Kanye's music, and now I'm getting him into Outkast also, and he already likes Lil Wayne. So, like all last school year, we would listen to Kanye's Christian music on the way to school to set the intentions for like a good day and that God is with us today and we're going to make right choices and everything. And then we would let off the steam with Kanye's secular music on the ride home. And that's what, you know, he would usually, if he had a bad day, he wanted to listen to Monster and scream along. So, yes, I did. Hey, Taryn. I'm good. How are you? And no, I liked that. I even liked the Young Thug record, and I don't really typically like Young Thug's music very much. So this morning, like, it kept popping in my head too. Like, even if my name was Natalie, none of you hoes still can't chin check me. No, she did not have another baby. That was so funny. Hey, listen, I know people, like, first of all, because people kept being like, oh, Natalie's crazy for, like, you know, making little, like, TikToks and shit to that part of the song. But it wasn't a diss. Like, she was kind of calling her, like, a baddie, you know, and because we know if Nicki's gonna diss you, she's really gonna fucking diss you, and she's not gonna say your name. She would have called her, like, the Chin or Jay Leno or something like that instead. So, but on top of it, it's just like, I don't know, like, I would do the same damn thing. Even if Nicki was like this bitch psychic Bella Love, I'd be like, well, she knows who I am at least. Ha ha, motherfucker. I would just think it was funny and like be like, does she know any of you? I don't think so. She didn't say your name in her song. So, oh my God. Did you guys see the pictures from Carlos's little TikTok feature that she's about to do? Because holy, first of all, is she wearing the same outfit that she wore when 21 Savage brought her out? Because it looked like the exact same outfit, and I saw other people saying the same thing too. And I was just like, damn, the budget really has gone down if she's wearing the same outfits now. And the whole thing looked like it came from Fashion Nova anyways. It was cheap as shit in the first place. But this is the thing that I was thinking. I'm like, she's going to be stuck wearing stripper clothes and having to get all of her outfits from like the stripper shops, you know, and everything. And just, unless you're gonna get every single item that you plan on wearing custom made or expensively tailored, like, how do you get clothes that fit you properly when you're shaped like that is what I want to know. Because you can't just go to Zara and grab a pair of jeans, you know? It's like you're gonna have to like buy it 4 sizes too big and then have somebody take the waist in for you so that you can make it fit, because it won't fit over them damn hips otherwise. That was, and again, this is why I said this is Carlos and her being slow, because everybody else is getting their BBLs taken out and she's like, let me go get my 7th. Like, everybody else that had that body shape is getting it taken off, but she's like, oh, let me go make it even more so like that. And I'm just like, girl, like, what? I think maybe, honestly, maybe Cardi got caught up in a time warp. Maybe somebody put a curse on her and it's like, what's that movie called? Not Gopher Day, Groundhog Day, where every day when he wakes up, it's like the same day in the same year. Maybe in her head, it's still 2017, and that's why she keeps doing all of this. Because there's the only way to explain why she thinks that she's still relevant and why she would go when that's not even in anymore and keep getting work done that nobody's doing anymore to themselves. So she's definitely in a different universe. Maybe she fell and hit her head and she just like, or it's like that one movie with Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore. She forgets every morning when she wakes up and she has to watch a video that explains who she is and where her life is and what she's supposed to be doing, so that she can remember, and then she only remembers for that day again, and it's a sizzle reel the Off Cheat made for her in 2018. But either way, girl needs to catch up with the times. So what do y'all want to talk about? We can talk about stuff. You can ask Nicki questions. This is just Nicki night over here. So, oh wow, Teddy. Is Playboy even still around? Like, I know that they like didn't do the magazine and like OnlyFans kind of app, and that's what Carlos was promoting, but is it still around? Because I remember everybody promoting it and talking about it, and now like nobody does. And again, see, this is where she's behind, because she signed up to work with them when everybody was already rumbling and whispering about how Hugh Hefner was going to be the next person that was about to be exposed. And then the Playboy documentaries all started dropping right after that. And so it's like, of course she would pick the time that they're being exposed for being super ass problematic for her to come out and want to work with them. Yeah, write question in front of it, guys, so that way it doesn't get lost in the middle of all of this. And don't ask me a couple things, you guys, because number one, for Nicki's own protection, there's a few things that Spirit won't let me answer, because her ops do watch these and try to plot accordingly. At some point, we're going to have to just do these in Patreon privately or something for the Barbs, just for Nicki's own protection, because like I said, her ops are always watching. and don't ask about like if it's gonna be number one or anything like that, because Spirit said people watch this again and then they get lazy and they don't buy and stream because they're like, oh, well, all the tarot readers said that they were gonna be number one anyways. Which also, just a hot tip, guys, whether it's on here, whether it's in a private reading, don't tell psychics, oh, another psychic said blah, 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 blah thing. What do you think? Because you're already like influencing them and giving them information. Just ask your question. It doesn't matter if you asked it to somebody else already, you know, but just don't say, oh, psychic Bella Love told me, because then, you know, you're not giving that person an opportunity to really channel their own information. So just wanted to say that because that happens a lot, both in here and in private readings with clients. So hold the questions so I can get through these ones first. All right. I'm just going from the most recent one asked up because I have to scroll up. So, oh, okay, Mimi. Oh my God. Yeah, by the way, too, guys, it's 110 degrees today where I'm at. I was trying to like get all cute for you guys, but even in my house, I'm hot as shit and I have the AC blasting. So if you do hear anything, the AC will be on the entire time. It's just gonna keep going. Hold the questions, guys, and remember when I do take questions again, put question in front of it. Okay, so I'm wondering if Pink Friday 2 will live up to Pink Friday 1, no pressure, but that's definitely one of, if not her most iconic album. I'm speaking artistically. Okay, this is, give me a second because I gotta kind of sort through like how am I gonna answer this, because they're gonna be very different in the way that people talk about these albums and remember them, because Pink Friday, you know, was such a like breakthrough, so to speak, you know, because she was a rap girl but also a pop girl at the same time. Like she just crossed so many genres and boundaries and had so many people shook, you know. And so because we hadn't really gotten music like that from anybody like previously. And so Spirit's saying, you know, there's that part of it where it's like, oh, this little girl came in and really kind of took over and tore up the game and made everybody you know, really like, what the heck is going on? Hold the questions, guys. Don't put up any more questions, and we're only talking about Nicki as well, guys. So this album, what Spirit's saying is people are going to be talking about how this is the album. Like, I feel like we will literally see this written in articles talking about this. That the first Pink Friday came in and made everybody realize that this girl came to change the game and that everybody needed to kind of sit up and pay attention. They're going to say Pink Friday 2 is the album that solidified her as a true legend in this game who can never be replaced. And they're going to make a big deal about the lyricism, about how Nicki's been super consistent and talented and she hasn't suffered the same fates like falling off that, you know, we see with certain other artists. So does that make sense? It's like they're both going to be amazing in their own right, but I see people like talking about them very differently. But I do feel like this is going to shake the table. It's going to be good, and people are going to be losing their minds. Will Nicki be pressing charges on the prank calls? Yeah, and she's already said that she's going to. Pretty publicized again, we don't answer stuff about sales and numbers because then people think they don't have to support. Is Nicki going to bring back her old Pink Friday looks? I feel like they'll be influenced by that, but I don't feel, you know, because it's 2023, so she's not going to do something that's, you know, really the same, because Spirit's saying that this album to her also is like, I'm still the same person, but I'm an evolved version of this person. And so the looks will match that. Make sure you guys are liking the video, please. It's the least you can do to support the channel. Will there be A-list collaborations? Yes. And I think that she gave us an Easter egg because I was going through her page, and the page that she had, or the post that she had about Lil Wayne, where she was saying that, like, oh, he's always been supportive, and how every time that she sends him something, he always sends a verse back. So I think that was an Easter egg that he's about to be on the next album. Which, I mean, come on. Can you imagine a Nicki album without Wayne? No. So, okay, you guys can drop some more questions. Will she be sampling or referencing some of the songs on Pink Friday on Pink Friday too? Hey, Ayana. I feel like she's going to. I don't feel like she's gonna do it a lot, but I think that, you know, we'll get like little kind of like throwbacks to it. Like maybe that's like a lyric in one of the songs, like something about having this moment for life, you know, and it's that callback to Pink Friday, the first one. So yeah, Teddy, I mean, you know, because it's like some of the stuff we've seen, like Nicki's never truly stopped doing, like wearing colorful hair. I mean, she kind of stuck more with like dark hair and a little bit of blonde here and there during the Queen era. But after that, like as she's been gearing up for this album, I think she's also, some other Easter eggs is that she started going back, you know, more towards colorful hairstyles and wearing brighter colored clothes. So I think we'll probably get something with Eminem. And I was going to say we're definitely going to get Roman. Roman's going to come back out to say hi and slay some hoes. I know. I want Roman's Revenge Part 2 also. So, will Nicki get in any scandals during the new era? No. I mean, people are going to try it. If you watch the video that I put up of the Nicki Hate Train Part 2 that they're trying to do, you know, which we've seen started to play out with this whole flush it down the toilet Part 2 situation that's going on, and all the remixes that, you know, the flops and the duds had to do to it. But they'll try, but it's just like, is Nicki gonna participate in it? No. And they're always jealous and gotta do something every time that she makes an announcement or pops back out or is gonna do anything. I mean, it's predictable at this point, and that's why Spirit's saying, you know, the Barbs don't need to give any of that stuff energy and attention, because they want you guys to be distracted and be too busy fighting with Carlos on Twitter instead of streaming and supporting whatever Nicki is doing at that moment. So don't let them trick you out your spot and give them what they're looking for. And this is the thing too, guys, which I feel like 90% of the tweets that Carlos picks out that she responds to and fights with people anyways are probably Offset hiding behind a Barb account. But you know, don't tweet at her anymore, you guys, because she uses it on purpose because she knows it's gonna get engagement, and then she trends because instead of worrying about having her own career and putting some music out for herself, Carlos is more interested in trying to get attention and take attention away from Nicki and whatever Nicki's doing. And so that's why it's like, don't give it to her. We're just helping her when we do stuff like that. So this is the thing, pretty publicized. I think that they're gonna do to Nicki what they do to everybody. Do you think Prince and Michael Jackson were getting the respect that they deserved when they were still alive? No. But then, you know, same thing with Whitney Houston. Look at how much the last years of all three of those people's lives, they were in tabloids and the paparazzi were following them around talking about, oh, they're sick, or oh, they were in the alley trying to get drugs from homeless people, and they were, you know, all tweaked out the other day. Then as soon as they're gone, oh my God, they were the greatest and the legend, and we need to just, you know, turn them into martyrs and kiss their butts forever. And it's like, but you people that are saying this were not the same people. You weren't treating them like people and with respect when they were still alive. This happens to all of them, unfortunately. And the reason being is because there's such a threat to the industry, because once you realize how much power that you do have in the form of a fan base, talent, being able to write or produce your own music, you don't need the industry quite so much. You are a threat because you can turn around and say, I'm going to do all of this on my own and I don't need you anymore. And then guess what? They can't control you. You might start telling the truth about what really goes on in the industry and expose a lot of shit to people. And on top of it, they're not going to make any money off of you. But thirdly, they don't want you influencing other people to then start taking that path too. So they want to destroy them and tear them down because of that. It's happened to Kanye, Tory Lanez. Look what happened to Tory Lanez. And hold the questions, guys, and I'll answer the ones that are up there. If y'all don't remember what was going on with Tory before this whole situation happened with the horse, he got out of his deal with owning his own masters. He went independent, making a shit ton of money and moves with his quarantine radio and his chicks tapes and all of that. But on top of it, he was on Twitter threatening to expose the labels. He was telling other artists, stay independent. Look, I just made $1 million off my mixtape that I released last week. And he was getting other people to think, gee, I actually released a full fucking album with a label and I got a $23,000 check after my tour was over. That sounds better. And then suddenly, we are where we are with Tory's situation now. Nothing is ever a coincidence. And also take note that both he and Chris Brown are two of the artists that don't need to only sing about pussy, drugs, and gang shit. They can actually come up with full-fledged good lyrics make a song a story. And because they don't glorify certain things, they're always being attacked by the industry. So, you know, pay attention, keep your eyes open, guys. There is always more to everything than you just even think or what it seems like on the surface. So, dude, I wish that every single artist would just, you know, or at least all the big ones, would do the same thing with the Grammys that The Weeknd and the Drake have done and just stop submitting music and don't show up and act like it doesn't even exist. Because I always say, look what happened with, what was it, the Golden Globes, and they got called out for repeatedly not nominating or supporting Black entertainers and directors, and then everybody collectively was like, you guys are playing favorites and we're just all gonna complain and not show up and start calling this out. They didn't even have the show for a couple years, and they redid the whole entire thing to make it more inclusive because they had to. So at least if everybody did something like that, maybe it would make the Grammys like have to change a bit at least. So let's see. I'm gonna go back up here and finish answering these questions that were already up. Can we expect a Moment for Life type song on the album? I feel like I don't feel it being like Moment for Life that everybody connects with on a really deep level. And it kind of has that Nicki singing, you know, and pouring her heart into something, and it not being so much about, look what a skilled rapper I am, but really I'm giving you something real here, kind of a song. So I feel like Rihanna's on it too. And I do think I've seen on a couple blind sites that they said that, like, don't expect Rihanna to actually drop an album. And I know, like, when she stepped down from being the CEO of Fenty, you know, or Savage Fenty, and they put that other lady in place, like, people were like, oh, is she doing that so she can, like, release music? But the blind item that I read said it's not so she can release music, it's because she kind of really wants to be like more of a hands-on mom and involved with the kids and at home with them more, at least as, you know, far as when they're super young like this. And so she needed somebody else to sort of take that over so she can do it, and not to expect an album from her, but more so like features on other people's albums. And they named Nicki as one of her upcoming features that she's supposed to be doing. I forget the other person. I think it was like a reggae artist, because people in the comments were also naming off a bunch of them. So yeah, that was weird as heck, Hannah. I mean, the fact that 21 Savage's manager was talking about what numbers he expects Nicki to do was hella freaking weird. And that's another reason why spirits just like don't, you know, answer certain questions, because those type of people really do go around looking at psychic readings on YouTube on Nicki, trying to get ideas on like, oh, what's she gonna do next? So, you know, just understand, guys, sometimes spirit will tell me not to answer a certain question for her protection, because she needs it right now. Because we have seen that this woman has been attacked every single which way in this industry, including with witchcraft and spiritual, you know, things. So we just have to always keep that in mind, that that's what's most important, is her safety and protection right now. We can be gossipy later, you know. Oh my God, are they doing that, Michael? I didn't know that they started putting, I have YouTube Premium. So, and a family wanted that. So I don't know that they put ads like on lives, but I've seen that comment a couple of times now. And I was like, when the hell did they start doing that? Because it just asked me, do I want the live monetized? And I thought that that meant for when people, you know, view it afterwards, so I don't have to go back and change it later. Or so if people wanted to do super chats, I didn't know that maybe that's what it's doing now. I'll have to look into that, guys, because I didn't set it for anything like that. So, hey, Variety Podcast, how are you? You know what? I don't know if it includes any of the, I think YouTube TV isn't included, but I don't know. I have to look because, to be honest with you, like some little button came up the other day and it was like explore all your benefits that you can get with YouTube Premium, and I kind of glanced through it, but I had to call a client, and so I didn't really like look at everything, but it said something about getting like Walmart Plus delivery for free for a month or something on there. But I know it does include music, and I just use the YouTube Music app mostly because all of the music that I do listen to, you know, I listen to it in the house as well, and I'm in the house more than I am like the car or anywhere else, so it's just easy to just go to the YouTube app and go from there. So I mean, I've had free Tidal for like years because all the phone companies are always giving it away, and I've never used it once. Do you guys like, have you guys ever used Tidal, and do you like it? I don't know why, like I always just like every time I was like, oh, I have Tidal for free, I would still end up paying for Spotify instead or using something else. Like I don't know why, like my brain just never could comprehend like go to the app store, download it, and use it because you have it for free. Of it too, and I kind of feel bad, like, you know, at least she could have benefited from it, but Jay-Z sold it to Twitter, I think, or no, Square. Yeah, I think Square owns it because Jack Dorsey is like the head of Square or something. So I don't know. Jack Dorsey was somehow involved in the sale of titles. Like I probably said it wrong. You heard the sound is better than any other streaming app? Huh. I never heard that before today. I was like, now I'm kind of curious. Like, I want to sit there and go and like play them and stuff. So, okay, guys, you can drop questions again. The sound quality is better. Okay, well, that's good to know. I mean, I'm happy with YouTube Music, and listen, my car's old. I have to use, you know, an aux cable and the little dongle thing to listen to music in the car if I don't want to listen to the regular radio. And I don't use like fancy like earbuds, so I'm just like thinking about it. I was like, I don't even have like the right equipment probably to even be like a good judge of like, oh yeah, that's like better. I know, but did you guys see that too with Diddy's Lost Liquor deal? That they said that over the partnership, which it's been going on since 2007, that he's only ever invested $1,000 into it, but made almost $1 billion in revenue. Now tell me why you let Lil Kim sit there with a freaking, what was it, $2 million tax lien on her house for so long. You let Mary J. Blige have to basically be on tour for the rest of her life because of her divorce. Like, if you made $1 billion in revenue and these are your artists that helped you to even get to where the hell you are today, wouldn't it just be like, let me just help you out a little bit in this situation? I mean, the fact that Diddy pretty much just left Kim for dead since Biggs passed should tell you a whole lot. Lindsay, Spirit saying it'll be a mixture of arenas and stadiums because obviously, you know, in certain areas, you don't really have the choice of having stadiums always to be able to perform in. So Spirit said it'll be a mixture of the two. Because I feel Nicki being more concerned about trying to make sure that she visits certain places rather than being like, oh, well, I can't do that because I'm trying to only do stadiums this tour. So, which I'm like, please do an arena near me. I don't want to go to a stadium because then I'm going to have to pay a fortune for the good seats. I prefer arenas. I prefer like arenas and actually smaller venues because then you don't have to like pay a fortune to get somewhat decent seating and you can still see pretty well and hear pretty well, you know. But I also know that, you know, when it comes to bigger artists, you really don't have the choice. But I've seen artists in both and I prefer arenas. Oh, Billboard is just on one. Of course, Billboard will always keep changing the rules. And, you know, they try to sit there and pretend like, oh, well, we're doing it so that we don't, like, allow bots or fake streams or this or that, but that's always a cover for stuff because if they really gave a fuck about it, they would have been changing all the rules when Carlos was going quadruple freaking platinum on every single song that she put out that year, which was impossible. So it's obviously because they want to fuck with Nicki. Who's over Billboard, you guys? Is it one of the people that she like pissed off at the Grammy board and did they like take over like being the CEO at Billboard or something? Because I feel like whoever's doing it really does have like a whole like, oh, I can't stand her and I always want to like mess with her some more. And they're really good buddies with people over at the Warner and Atlantic building. So they're always going to keep trying to fuck with her. But that's the thing. Look at how much they've been trying to fuck with her, you guys. But we still keep getting her charting. And that's also why Spirit keeps saying, like, don't answer questions about if something is going to be number one or not. Because we need everybody working towards it. Because everything is stacked against her. You know, so, but we still always manage to make it. So, John Amato. Okay. I'm going to do some research because I bet you there's like pictures somewhere of him being besties with some ops. I'm like, or maybe he's invested into Atlantic and that's why he, you know, wants Carlos and people like that to win because he's a shareholder or something. But I I'm going to do some research because there's some connection there. So let me write this down because I want to make sure that I do not forget. He looks like a shady bitch. Oh my God, Hannah. He was accused of S-word misconduct. Ooh. Oh, wait. Oh, he left in 2018 because he was accused of bad stuff. Okay, well, I'm going to look up who's on the board of Billboard and who, because maybe it's like the VP or there's somebody there that is like, let's do everything we can to mess with Nicki and the Barbs. I bet you too, they're probably like, a Barb told me one time that they didn't like my shoes. Fuck Nicki. I'm gonna make her life miserable now or something. Like these people and their damn egos. Penske is the name. Okay. See, but they do dumb shit like that, Serge. They will do such two-faced stuff because it's like, oh, Nicki's gonna release something. Let's change all the freaking rules so that way, like, she can't get a #1. But then 3 days later, they'll release an article talking about how why Nicki Minaj was such a amazing, you know, breakthrough artist, and oh, this is why Nicki's so important to rap. And it's just like, y'all do that so that you can cover your ass. They're always, I mean, you know, that's the name of the game in this industry. Everybody is your frenemy. Everybody sees you as some sort of a threat. And everybody, you know, can't be trusted. Exactly. But this is the thing that I just say too is that's, you know, so obvious is Taylor Swift. She's going to put out 28 versions of her new version of whatever BS song that she had to remake was. For the Taylor's version, and then it's Taylor's version with a ukulele, and then Taylor's version where there's a bird in the background, and she'll keep doing that shit so the same damn song stays on the charts for 100 weeks at a time, and then they can say, oh my God, Taylor Swift is the longest charting female of all time, or whatever, you know, little record that they want to attribute to her. Nobody says a goddamn thing. She scams so bad. Well, her and Colleen Ballinger and their damn ukuleles. Did you guys see that shit, by the way? That she literally gets canceled and destroyed for being a predator, and her response is to come play the ukulele and tell everybody that they're riding a toxic gossip train and just making shit up to pile on. I was like, what in the hell? I still have no words for that and why anybody would think that that was a good idea to do. Listen, the Barbs have good taste, okay? If they tell you that your shoes are ugly, your shoes are ugly. And if Bird Gang tells you that you look cute, you don't, and you need to immediately go change your entire outfit because they have no taste and they can't be trusted. So, why is Cardi still trying to go after Nicki? Why don't she just do something with acting or creative assistant? Because she's obsessed. Because now I mean, that's the thing, that it's like Atlantic put a battery in her back and was like, here, you know, you're supposed to take her down and think about it. She would, if Carlos hadn't been put in the position that she was in to try to be some sort of competition or replacement, you know, for Nicki, think about it. She never would have had a career. She'd still be on Love and Hip Hop. She'd probably be dating Safari right now, getting in fights with him. Instead of Erica Mena or Spice or whoever the hell he's with at the moment. But because of that, she feels like, and this is why she's always going to be insecure when it comes to Nicki, because my whole career does depend on me competing with you. So she's always going to stalk her and hold on to her and feel insecure and be a weirdo about it. I mean, if you were just a rapper coming into the game and then you just, you know, at one point in time, for whatever reason, had some beef with Nicki, you would be much easier for you to get over it and let it go. And on top of it, every time that you do work on people spiritually, and I've said this a million times and I'll say it a million times more, you tie your energy to that person too. Especially when it's hateful energy, or I want somebody to break up, or I want to control somebody, or I want to take somebody down. And that's also contributed to, on a soul level, tying her and her bad energy to Nicki and making her obsessive with her. Nicki, on the other hand, is like, bitch, just please, you're like a little annoying ass mosquito in the background. Nobody cares about you. So you can't watch it. Every credit goes. Oh, I didn't watch Colleen's actual like video, whatever. I watched it's Keisha's reaction to it and commentary on it, because I was like, I'm gonna give Keisha the views and the AdSense coins. I'm not contributing to Colleen profiting from this. So I mean, there's plenty of people that have made videos about it since then. Dustin Daly did too, if you guys like him. And I think Petty Page will probably, if she hasn't already, because she did a big video breaking the whole situation down in the first place, because I never even knew who the hell Colleen was. And then somebody told me, like, oh, she has a kids channel, and so that's why I started watching it, because I was like, did my kid ever watch this? And was scared, because I've always told him, like, if there's adults on there, you don't need to watch it. You're an automatic weirdo if you're a grown-up and you're gonna make content for kids, unless it's like, I'm a math teacher and I'm gonna teach you guys a better way to learn algebra kind of stuff. So no, I don't feel like Nicki's gonna recreate the Pink Friday album cover. So Keisha does eat. Oh my God. I mean, she sings so freaking good. And she's so pretty. And her commentary is so savage. So I love her. I'd be watching all of her videos. That's how I even found out who any of the Euphoria people were, because of her. Like, sometimes I have to go watch her to catch up with, like, who are these people? So, oh yeah, like, do you think I ever watched, I mean, I never, like I said, first and foremost, I didn't even know who Colleen was until all of this scandal started, you know, a few weeks ago anyways. But then it was like, oh, like, this lady's crazy. Oh my God. Like, the stuff that came out. So, but yeah, it was like any of that stuff, whether it was her thing or like any of the Shane Dawson, James Charles apology stuff, I just watched like people like Dustin Daly's commentary about it. I wasn't gonna sit there and give any energy or attention to those weirdos. Dude, I love Swoop too. Oh my god, she literally is the CIA and the FBI rolled into one. If I ever go missing, you guys, hire Swoop to figure out who did it and where I am. Because she will. And she'll be like, at 2 o'clock, Bella answered the door and the UPS man kidnapped her. We figured it out. She's hiding in an Amazon warehouse right now in a box. They have her locked up and they're about to ask for ransom. Get her. So, oh my god, no, I couldn't even bring myself to pull cards on her. I don't want to be any of her energy. So, D'Angelo Wallace is really good too. And have you guys ever seen Nick DeRamio? He doesn't really do the typical commentary stuff. He watches like videos and breaks them down, and he's freaking hilarious though. When he did a whole thing about Kendall's tequila brands. Oh my god, the way that he roasted her ass was just, I watched that video probably 3 times, and every time like I was like, wait, I missed when he said that the first time. Like I was on the freaking floor. It was so funny. I know D'Angelo's always ripping people shreds too, but oh my gosh. Wait, you can't handle him? Who can't you handle, Alexandra? But Nick DeRamio is hilarious, especially like he just like goes in and like I'll sit there and just listen to him like review like Christian movies and stuff that I would never watch, but his commentary makes it so worth it. Oh my god, I just listened to D'Angelo's reviews of The Idol, because the funny thing is that like I listen to Juicy Scoop with Heather McDonald sometimes, and she told her guest, because they were talking about like OnlyFans or something, and she was like, I don't really even understand how that works, but I do enjoy the porn that I'm watching right now. And he's like, what? And she's like, yeah, it's on HBO Max. It's called The Idol. It's porn. I was cracking up because I watched the first episode and I was like, I cannot watch Johnny Depp's daughter getting defiled like this anymore. I'm good. And I feel like an old prude. I'm not gonna lie, because I couldn't handle watching more than a couple episodes of Euphoria either. I'm 40 years old, so when I see people that are like in their early 20s like naked everywhere, like I feel like, oh my god, I'm not supposed to be looking at this. I need to turn it off immediately. So I'm just like, no thank you, I'm not interested in this. I feel like a weirdo watching this. I don't relate to this whatsoever, and nor do I want to keep, like, Euphoria especially, the penises, and then on top of it, these people are pretending to be teenagers. Like, it was just too much. And Euphoria, it's like, there was no real reason why people constantly needed to be naked. You could have had the same story and made the same impact with everybody being fully dressed, as far as I was concerned. And same thing with The Idol. Like, they didn't need to show them doing it as much as they did. Or so, poke swords, pork swords. Oh my god. Well, they said that supposedly The Weeknd isn't going to be in the second season. Like, I guess they did get a second season for the show, but he's not coming back to it. And they said that, because, like, even his fans are all creeped out and don't like it. And they're like, is this who Abel really is? And so, apparently his management team is like, it's in your best interest to not go back to that show because we need to rehab your image now. Because, you know, he's supposed to be like the #1 artist that everybody, you know, constantly streams on Spotify. And I'm just like, I watched one episode of that and then I've listened to D'Angelo's reviews and I feel like, do I really want to listen to The Weeknd's music anymore either after this? On the Idol, all I saw was boobies. But Euphoria, there was schlongs just swinging around. And my neighbor gave me a free 55-inch TV. So those were just right in the middle of my living room, just woo. And I was like, oh my God, turn it off, turn it on. Yes, Sam Levinson seems really freaking weird and creepy. I'm going to do a reading on him, but it's going to have to be in Patreon, you guys, because we have to be so censored over here. So if you are interested in that, I will do it in Patreon in the next week. And Patreon's where we are uncensored, and that's where we talk about the Jakumatati history, religion. We go live every week. And guys, for the month of July, I dropped my prices on all my appointments on the website. They start at $35 for a video reading. So go to psychicbellalove.com for that. No coupon code needed. The prices are just listed on there. I just dropped them all for the month of July for y'all. Yeah, there's some people where I just like really am like the Desiree Perez. I'm not gonna lie, like I stopped and prayed like 100 times before I finally like could bring myself to be like, okay, we're doing this reading. Because some people, it really is just nasty. I know these things because then I'm gonna get mad and I can't do anything about it. Like that's why honestly guys, I mean, first and foremost, nothing has changed whatsoever as far as like Brittany's situation from the last reading that I did anyways. But on top of it, it's, you know, it gets me so upset because it's just like, all I want to do is go drive to her house and rescue her, and I can't. And so, you know, it's just kind of one of those things where it's like, she actually is a victim. She's actually going through some real bad stuff. And the fact that, you know, I can't do anything about it just makes me so defeated, angry, sad. I like every bad feeling that I can imagine having. So, yes, hit the thumbs up, people. Thank you. And do we have any more Nicki questions? Oh, tell him I said hello. I also have my Brittany Murphy painting hanging up on the wall, like right behind my computer. It's like she hangs on the wall in my dining room, and I actually have an altar right underneath her. So, because Alexandra sent me the most beautiful painting of Brittany Murphy, and I'm in love with it. And I'm already like, where am I going to put it in my new house? Like, I've been thinking about that especially because the main colors are like yellow and orange in the picture. And I was like, should I do my office in like yellows and oranges in the new house? Or some more Virgo-y colors? I'm a Libra, but I have a Virgo moon. So, because my neighbor that moved out gave me a painting that she ordered for me, and it has like a bunch of colors in it. And It's very like Earth Mama type vibes that has oranges and yellows in it too. And I was like, that might be the vibe when I move for the new studio and office. I did a video on her Shades World on here, so you can check that out. I know Brittany Murphy definitely was a really good actress. Yeah, Nicki's working on her own product and brands. Else around you, because you will literally feel like if they walk by, like they're gonna judge you like, what the hell are you watching? And that's why it's like I had like my blinds pulled back on my sliding glass door in my family room when I tried to watch Euphoria. My kid wasn't here, it was just me. And I don't think any of my neighbors' windows like are angled in any type of way that they could see what I was watching. But like I said, when there was just big dangling schlongs on my screen all of a sudden, I wanted to like drop on the floor and hide, because I was like, oh my God, my neighbors probably think I'm like sitting in the living room watching like porn or something. And that's not what I'm doing, I promise. It was because like people kept telling me it was a good show. And so I watched it and I was like, this is not my cup of tea. And I just wanted to turn it off. But yeah, it was like, oh my God. I was so happy that I chose to watch that alone. But things now, I'm like, let me watch a clip of it on my phone first. I think that's what I need to start doing just to make sure. I know, I really pray for Brittany all the time. So, do you guys watch? Oh my gosh, Lindsay, that's hilarious. Have any of you guys watched the Sex and the City reboot? Because I heard that it's really, really bad. I was like, who asked for that? Because the movies were so bad that people were like, they just need to let the series die in peace. And now all of a sudden, like, there's a show and then I just keep hearing that it's horrible. And I was like, no, we were asking for Girlfriends to come back. Like, since everybody was in the mood to reboot all these old shows, like, we were way more into, like, I mostly saw people saying, can we get Girlfriends to come back? Or The Game. I didn't see people asking for Sex and the City. Oh my God, Brittany Murphy's passed away, like, probably like 10 or 15 years ago. It's been quite a while. I thought Bridgerton, see, was on PBS. Downton Abbey, is that what it was? Is that what the name of that show was? Where it was like old British people and it was about like all their like help in the castle or something. That's what I thought like Bridgerton was gonna be like, and then people were saying that it has like a lot of like graphic sex in it and all this, and I was just like, I don't, like I said, I sound like an old prude, but I was just like, I'm not really super into like the whole like, let me watch a bunch of sex scenes in a show. I just am so over the constant shoving of sex and nudity and, you know, certain things in our faces constantly, whether it's in music, because everything's ass, ass, ass. The visuals that go along with it, where, you know, it's like wear the least amount of clothes as possible and dress up like a dominatrix for your music video. And then it being on shows and movies constantly too. It's just like, there are other things in the world. It just becomes too much and it doesn't make me feel all turned on. It's just like, this is a lot. Well, and I think then too, it's like because there's so much of it, instead of it being sexy, you know, it just takes the fun out of that. Exactly. I mean, every damn song cannot be about ass and pills. It's just like, can we listen to something else, please? Because sometimes I feel like I'm about to get pushed into like listening to country music just for my ears to have an escape. And it's just like, you know, when stuff's so repetitive, it's not special or unique or anything anymore. So, and you know, I don't look at people like Carisha, like the City Girls, for instance. Like, I don't look and think, oh wow, like that's a great outfit, or that's really sexy, or they look so good. I'm just like, do they ever wear clothes? Why is everything gotta be, you know, a leotard with your booty cheeks hanging out of it and your boobs pushed up to your throat? And that's the thing too, why stuff gets so annoying too, is just like every outfit on every artist is the same. Everybody wears their hair the same. Like nobody's doing anything different. That's why I'm so excited for Pink Friday, because I'm like, please, Nicki, save us. Give us something different. That's why I go back to the Queen album so much, because it's not all pills and sex and this and that and rob a dude for his money and get what you can and go work at the strip club kind of stuff that we just constantly hear in everything else. I know, that's why I like Lizzo's songs too. They get scandalous in country music. The tea is wild. That's what I've been hearing. I was like, 'cause I don't know who any of these country music people are. But every once in a while, when one of their stories like makes it onto one of the blogs I look at, I'm just like, the white people drama be like drama sometimes. Especially the way that they'll be like killing their own family members and burying them in the backyard and stuff. Like, they get wild. I know, and that's the thing. It's like, ugh. I was so excited about Doja because she was different, but now it's so demonic that I'm just like, oh, I can't support you too, Doja. Come on. Because guess the fuck what? The only Leslie song that I listened to was the one that Nicki was on. I'm not listening to anything else from Little Lucifer's album. Dude, the 70s through the 90s had some killer ass music too, though. Oh my gosh. Well, Lindsay, if you ever come across that song, you send it to me. Listen, I know I'm white. I'm just saying, I'm Italian, and like Italians barely consider themselves white anyways. A lot of us don't, because it's like America didn't even consider us white until it benefited them. But even at that, if you're still gonna say no, we have to be white, we're just like a different kind of white. Like, we don't do that Anglo-Saxon weird shit. We don't sleep with our cousins. we season our food. We wash our hands. We moisturize. Our hair's got texture to it. Like, that's why I say we're spicy white. We got some flavor, you know? Portuguese and Mexican people are the same way. Like, it's still different. Like, some of these white people just be, I'm just like, I don't relate to you. I don't know what the hell y'all are doing. So, plus I always said I didn't really grow up around a whole bunch of white people anyways. I was the minority in my schools growing up. So, like, literally, like, I would be like one of like 3 or 4 white kids in my class any given year. So, and depending on which town or which part of town I lived in, the majority of the kids at my school might be Mexican, black, some kind of Asian. So that's why it's just like I didn't really like grow up around a bunch of like stuffy ass white people, and it wasn't really until I was in my late teens and my family moved to a really predominantly white town that I was just like, where's the brown and black kids? Like, I don't, this is just so weird. Like, it literally felt like we moved into that movie Get Out or something. And then they did all want to act like something, like I was like they barely wanted to accept me as one of them because I was Italian. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go hang out with all the Mexican kids. There's about 5 of them, and not participate in this nonsense anyways. So Italians don't play about their food either. No, the fuck we don't. And we do clean our chicken. I mean, that's the other thing. I grew up on a farm, so I definitely be cleaning my meat because I've seen where the meat comes from. Wash your freaking meat. And honestly, if I wasn't gonna wash my chicken, I sure as shit, if I was like, oh, it's not that important, I would only be that way with like straight from the farm chicken. Because to be honest with you, a chicken that just got its head cut off this morning and plucked and gutted and then wrapped in a plastic bag and handed to you straight off the farm is going to be far less bacteria ridden than one that went through a food processing plant where it was getting shoved down the same conveyor belt as a million other chickens that went before it and picking up all their bacteria too. And that's why I'm just like, people knew the whole food chain to get, not food chain, you know, the like animal food chain, but the food chain is from like where the animal started off from to where it comes to on your plate at night. You would clean all your freaking food before you eat it. No, and don't wash it with dish soap. You can use vinegar, you can use limes, you can use salt water, you can just use plain water, but you need to at least rinse that shit off. So, yeah, salt, vinegar, and lime. Have a dedicated bowl that you clean your meat in, that you don't sit off, then you can cook it, and it will texturize your meat as well, so it will end up being softer and more juicy and more flavorful when you do cook it too, if you didn't know that. So you're very brave, Teddy. You are very brave. So and when people are like, oh, that makes the sink dirty, you know, when people always want to be like, put your counters in your sinks, like as the, oh, the chicken's just gonna get the bacteria all over it. Do you think that if you just took your chicken straight out the package on the counter and threw it into the pan, that you're still not getting any like chicken bacteria anywhere first and foremost? Like, you should still be cleaning your countertops with bleach after you cook meat, regardless of if you clean it or not. And that's why we have things like Lysol and Clorox, so that you can kill the bacteria and the germs. And other things that you eat are also going to leave bacteria and germs. How many times have we seen bags of salad or broccoli or potatoes or something else get recalled because there was an E. coli thing? If you wash your fruits and vegetables in the sink, you're washing pesticides and germs that were on people's hands that touched it and stuff. You should still bleach your sink after that too. So I'm just like, do people not understand it? That's what's just like, I'm just like, so y'all are just really fucking dirty, aren't you? And you never think to like ever bleach your sink. That's what you should be doing every freaking night when you clean up your kitchen. But I mean, that's why, like, when all the toilet paper and the soap and the bleach went missing out of the stores, you know, in the beginning of the shutdowns, I was just like, so y'all weren't washing your hands, disinfecting your houses, or wiping your asses before this happens? Because why do you now feel the need to hoard all of this stuff? And like, the thing that didn't even make sense anyways, like, why do you need 12,000 containers of hand soap in your home when we can't go anywhere? Like, yes, you should wash your hands throughout the day like a normal person, but you are not going to go through 125 bottles of Dial hand soap, Susan. You didn't need to buy all of it when you were at the store earlier. We're in a shutdown. You can't go anywhere and you can't have people over. So like, what the hell? Because people acted like they were also suddenly just gonna have the whole neighborhood coming to their house to wash their hands constantly. It was like, people lost their damn minds. Exactly. I do that. I wash my walls too, because guess what? People touch your walls. People don't ever just only touch the doorknob or the little light thing. So I be mopping my walls. I have a special mop that's only for the walls, so I'm not spreading floor bacteria up there. Also, on a spiritual level, guys, don't ever bring your mop or your broom up, like, you know, say for instance, like you're gonna mop the floors in your house. Don't, because I've seen people do this, which again, usually the people that do this are the same people that are saying, oh, you can't wash your chicken because you're gonna get bacteria everywhere. Then they plug up their kitchen sink and stick the fucking mop in it. Like, oh, that's not gonna put bacteria all over the freaking sink. Your damn mop that you clean your dirty floor with is now in the sink that you cook your food in. Like, okay, lady. But anyways, don't do that on a spiritual level, because you never want to bring dirt up. Fill up your buckets with your water, like in a bathtub or in the shower or in a utility sink or whatever, then put it on the floor, and then put the mop in it. And always sweep your house from the back out to the front, or from the front out to the back. Don't be, you know, in one direction, so you're getting rid of all of the negative energy along with the dirt. It's best to start at the back of the house and sweep everything out the front, and then continue sweeping it down your front walkway away from your home. Because a lot of times people don't like to sweep it from front to back, because then you're just taking all that energy and throwing it in your backyard if you have one. So yeah, and either flush that down the toilet or throw it out. I'm in the second story in a condo. I'm lucky I even have a balcony, so I can't be throwing my bucket water out like that. So I have to flush it down the toilet right now. But, you know, yes. And always use a different broom for outside and inside. And when you move, don't bring your old broom with you. Don't mop with you. You can, if you have a really fancy expensive mop that you change the heads on, get at least a new head for it. But always get new brooms for your new home, and don't use the same one for inside as you do outside either. So anyways, guys, I have to go because I'm starting to get the little, you have 20% left on your battery thing, and then once it gets to that, I get like 5 minutes and then it completely dies on me. So yes, guys, I love you. I hope everybody has a good one. Wash your meat, wash your ass, and brush your teeth. I I love you guys. I will see you next week. I hope everybody has a good weekend. And if you wanted to book a reading, psychicbellalove.com. All of the prices on the site got dropped. You don't need a coupon code. The new prices are up on each appointment. And I love everybody. I hope everybody has a good week. Stay high vibrational. Remember, it is your birthright to be happy. It is your ancestors' intentions that you are abundant and prosperous. God loves you. You deserve good things. Nobody can come and take away what he has promised from you. I love you. Bye, guys.